Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make this very delicious fisherman's soup. It is a very popular soup in Rivers State. It is delicious, it is spicy, mouth-watering. You can't get enough of it. You'll be licking your fingers because it is that good. To make this delicious soup, I'm going to be using catfish. It is already properly cleaned. You can use any fish of your choice. I'm also going to be using West African snails, also properly cleaned. I have a video on how to clean snails. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. You can check it out later. I will also be using blue crabs. You can use any variety of crabs that you have. I also have a video on how to clean crabs. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. You can check it out later. I don't want the video to be too long, so check it out later. So I have female crabs. That's why you have this orange color. Those orange stuff are the eggs and they are very tasty. I got lucky today. I love periwinkle a lot. I'm going to be using some. These periwinkles are very huge and they're a little bit tough. They're not too soft. So look at them. These are the shrimps that I'm going to be using. You don't have to use all the seafood that I used. You can use any one that is available to you. I'll be using dried uziza leaves. You can use the fresh ones if they're available. I will also be using uziza seeds, which is very important to this soup, and also some bitter leaves. You can use any vegetable of your choice. The soup does not require a lot of vegetables. For flavor, I'm going to be using some ground crayfish. It is optional, salt and seasoning cubes. I'll be using some palm oil. For heat, I'm going to be using some scotch bonnet pepper and one habanero pepper. I will also use half of a large onion. So I'm going to be using yam as a thickener. This is a good time to start cooking your yam, and besides mine is even frozen, so it's going to take a longer time. So I'm just going to add water. You don't need to add any salt. Cover it and let it cook till it is done. While the yam is cooking, this is a good time to prep the other ingredients. So I'm going to start with the pepper. You can blend it if you want, but I want mine to look a little bit rough. That's why I'm pounding it. So if this is your first time on my channel, or you are a returning viewer and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel by hitting on the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so that you can get an alert whenever I post a video. Like and share the video. Thank you and God bless you. When I'm done with the pepper, I'm going to set it aside and go ahead to cut the onion. Let me use this opportunity to send a very special shout out to all those that have subscribed. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you and God bless you. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and TikTok. Thank you. When I'm done with the onions, I'm going to blend the uziza seeds. I'm going to leave the list of the ingredients with the measurement in the description box. Now that everything is ready, it is time to start cooking. I'm going to start by cooking the snails because it has a longer cooking time. To that, I'm going to add the chopped onions, the fresh pepper. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. I'm going to scoop out some. It is easier to control the hotness of the soup when you add the pepper in gradually. Add a seasoning cube, some salt, and enough water to cook the snails. I'm just going to cover it and let it cook for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it is time to start adding everything. That's why it is very important to prepare everything ahead of time. I'm going to start by adding the palm oil. I like to add my palm oil on time so that it will be properly cooked. This eliminates the taste of uncooked palm oil when the food is done. So I'm going to add in the ground crayfish. Add the ground uziza seeds and stir. At this point, I'm gonna add in the catfish. I like to do it this way because the pieces are big, and secondly, when you cook your fish like this, the fish is gonna absorb the flavor of the soup and it's gonna taste like the soup. I have kids that don't like fresh fish because it makes them gag, but when you cook your fish like this, it is gonna eliminate that problem because the fish is gonna taste good. So I'm just gonna cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes. You don't have to wait for it to be done before you start adding the other ingredients. So I'm gonna be adding the uziza leaves because I'm using dried ones. That's why I'm adding it now, because the fresh uziza leaves is usually the last thing you add to the soup. I'm also gonna add the bitter leaves and some more water to continue the cooking process. Whenever you are cooking fish, it is very important to not stir it vigorously so that the fish don't break down. I'm just going to gently push the leaves in so that they are submerged and everything gets properly cooked. At this point, I'm just going to add the periwinkle, push them into the soup so that they are properly cooked, then add 2 seasoning cubes. I will just cover the soup and let it continue to cook. This is a good time to check on the yam. It has been cooking for a while now. It is almost time to add the pounded yam to the soup anyway. Once your fork can go through the yam easily, you know it is done. And if you are used to cooking yam, you can tell from the appearance that it is done. So I'm just gonna pound my yam in the stone mortar. If you have a wooden one, you can use that. An easier way to make your pounded yam, you could use your food processor or your blender. Just add some of the hot water the yam was cooked in and blend it and you'll be good. Once in a while, dip your pestle into hot water and continue to pound so that the pounded yam doesn't stick to it. And don't forget to add some of the water the yam was cooked in. Adding the water makes it softer and gives it that stretchy consistency. Pounding yam requires some skills and strength. That's why some people don't even bother making it, or they just use the blender. It is way easier. My pounded yam is ready. See what I was telling you? See, it looks stretchy. So it is time to add the pounded yam to the soup. I'm going to be dropping the pounded yam in little lumps so that the pounded yam will dissolve easily. So this is a good time to add the crabs to the soup because the crab has a shorter cooking time. Whenever I clean my crabs, I like to break them into little bits so that the soup will penetrate. So the smaller legs, I like to cook them separately, but you can cook them together if you want. After cooking for about 5 minutes, I'm just gonna check to see the thickness of the soup because the yam is dissolving, so you have to check. The soup doesn't have to be too thick or too runny. So I'm just scooping a little bit of soup to cook my crab legs in. See, you have to check. The soup is done right now. So I'm just checking for seasoning. So I'm just gonna add the shrimps. The shrimps also have a shorter cooking time. So I'm just gonna cook it for less than 5 minutes and the food is ready. So I just added the remaining of the pepper. Always add pepper to your taste. If it's too spicy, you don't need to add some more. So always add salt and pepper to your taste. Everything has been added to the soup, so I'm just gonna cover it and let the shrimp cook because the soup is practically done. After 5 minutes, I have reached my desired consistency. In case you have undissolved pounded yam, you can scoop them out. My crab legs are also ready. I'm gonna snack on those later. Yum. So my people, this is the right consistency for this soup because this soup thickens up when it cools down. So if your soup is thicker than this, that means it's gonna be thicker when it cools down. Look at this spicy and delicious goodness. Are you not hungry already? The soup is spicy, it is delicious, the taste is unbelievable. Besides the meal prepping, This is one very easy and delicious meal you can make, and you and your family will enjoy it. So why don't you give this recipe a try? I promise you will not be disappointed. So thank you guys for watching. Till I see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you. Bye.